Thank you for joining us. This is Camnet News. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. Thank you so much for choosing us wherever you're watching us from, be it on TV or even on our socials. The top stories on our desk tonight: People's Alliance for Change calls for labor reforms as the country celebrates May Day. KAMBWILI rejoins Patriotic Front, pledges to work fully with President EDGAR LUNGU. MWEETWA continues to face opposition in CHOMA. And in international news, Chad opposition ready for inclusive dialogue with military council. And in sports news, Zambia to participate in the 2021 World Chess Europe-Russia Championship slated for July. Jeremy shortly for the details. 2021 has been described as a highly politically charged year. This is because every 5 years the country goes to the polls, and that 5 years elapses with only a few months remaining down to the ballot. The battlefield to appear on the ballot is becoming fertile. A lot of people are expressing interest of appearing on the ballot.
In all this, our interest is to put the duty bearers, the leaders, and those aspiring to task by asking the relevant questions.
If you're an aspiring candidate, be it councillor, mayor, or member of parliament, get in touch with us to get yourself on the verdict.
We go beyond speculation in dealing with policy and governance issues. The right questions are asked to help you make a verdict.
For more details, you can call us on 0962 965883, 0979 753010, or email us info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us on Camnet TV
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 17:45 hours
on a new program dubbed The Verdict.
Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel.
The details. A 29-year-old distressed woman of Lusaka's John Lane compound has told Camnet TV that she wants her husband, who is in the habit of physically abusing her, to face the law. Wincy Mwemba, unemployed, says her husband, Douglas Mwela, has a tendency of physically abusing her every time he gets paid. Ms. Mwimbo says she endured the pain, hoping that her husband will change, but to no avail. Details in this.
Despite government and some stakeholders come up with gender-based violence programs to curb the vice, the country, however, continues to record GBV cases each single day, with most high numbers of cases being recorded in shanty compounds. This issue is not only devastating for survivors of violence and their families, but also entails significant social and economic cost. This woman of Lusaka's John Lane compound is a victim of GBV. She has told this reporter how she has been continuously abused by her husband, both physically and mentally.
Sister wanga. So we wanafika. Anambotukwana. Inamnyuma. Ambotukwana. Bana tukapanja hivi. Ndio system yamani bali nayo ngati vapora chapa. Nishiriza menye. Kanumba. Sio naambele kunimenya. That's why nalemba. Kwamba utukwa na kuchuka pana kutukwa na kutukwa. Bana karachezi sina bayanga. Kama nakanga mami. Basi eno sabayanga. Nze chezi bali konka mnyumba. Noboni mmenya kofi chini na mwana kumbo. Bwana gwera pampana. Mwana ambo punda kama nakanga mkaza. Bokata mama na kushira. No koma do.
One characteristic of gender-based violence is that it knows no social or economic boundaries and affects women and girls of all socio-economic backgrounds. This issue needs to be addressed in both developing and developed countries.
Sapate ya kunchita. Anapaba nimeni hapa. Hapana kamba cha tena zale. Anje na unachachira mkuu first day kwa nini unapoti vibaka mtima. Ikalipo pana na 1 week. Futi mara babweza hapo futi. Na matusi kutukwa na maningi. Everybody two pompas.
And concerned citizens for justice and human rights have strongly condemned the continued increase of men abusing their partners.
We cannot allow day in, day out losing our mothers, losing our sisters. And we cannot allow a situation whereby these cases are swept under the carpet when the community leaders are there, when us as the civil societies, we are there. We appeal to all stakeholders to participate in this fight.
Decreasing violence against women and girls requires a community-based, multi-pronged approach and sustainable engagement with multiple stakeholders. The most effective initiative addressed underlying risk factors for violence includes social norms regarding gender roles and the acceptability of violence. Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Zambia National Men's Network for Gender and Development is saddened with the increase in number of elderly women, mostly from Lusaka, frequenting Kamwesha area in Rufunsa and having sexual relations with the boys. Network coordinator Nelson Banda notes that the area has become attractive to elderly women who flock to the area to sell merchandise to illegal gold miners and entice boys into sexual activities in the area. Kamwesha community in Chieftainess Impasha, Rufunsa, lies southeast of Rufunsa district, well known for child marriages and teenage pregnancies. And Mr. Banda has noted with concern that the area's developmental aspirations remain a dream, as the area has no health facilities, schools, among other social amenities. The Zambia National Men's Network for Gender and Development is in Kamwesha area in Rufunsa conducting gender training for traditional leaders aimed at building local capacity to end child marriage. The community is now appealing to government through the area Member of Parliament, Sheila Muliata, to come to the help of the situation. In other news, the People's Alliance for Change President Advod Banda has called for labor reforms in the country as a means of improving the working conditions for the Zambian people. In an interview with Camnet TV, Mr. Banda explains that the country has a load of unemployed human resource owing to the fact that government has neglected the creation of employment and sustainability of existing job markets. The opposition leader's comments comes as the country celebrates Labour Day, which falls every 1st May, with this year's May Day being commemorated under the theme Promoting Industrialization Through Productivity, Decent Work, Sustainable Economic Development amid the COVID-19. Mr. Banda has further noted that once given an opportunity to run the affairs of this country after August 12th, it will be his party's mandate to ensure that jobs are created and workers' conditions are improved.
Would like to actually wish a happy Labour Day to all the workers out there. We know that a lot of things have been happening in the labour market. And when we talk about Labour Day, I think let's not also forget to remember a lot of people that are actually looking for jobs. And that's where we come in as PAC, because we believe that we need to create more policies in this country that would get a lot of people employed. And as a result, this election, they give us an opportunity to actually ensure that we usher in a government that is going to create a lot of jobs for the people. Because we can wish a happy Labour Day to the majority of people out there. But in as much as, for as long as we are not going to create policies to get more people employed, then there's no Labour Day to celebrate. And also, we are also wishing them a happy Labour Day, and hoping that they are coping under the current economic situation, because we know that the cost of living is going up, but their salaries are still the same. And we still also understand businesses are struggling. However, we need to soldier on and ensure that we contribute to this country however we can. As PAC, we also believe that there need to be a proper labour reforms, so that a lot of people out there who have challenges with their employers, can actually be taken care of. We need to root out corruption in the Ministry of Labour, so that workers can have a platform to be heard.
Still on May Day, the United Party for National Development Deputy National Chairperson for Women Affairs, Suveta Mutelo, has called on the Labour Minister to find ways of bridging the gap of challenges women face during work. She has cited the recent attack of a woman at the Ministry of Works and Supply as one of the many unfortunate cases that go unnoticed. Ms. Mutelo says the country is lucky to have a female heading the Ministry of Labour, but more needs to be done to protect the welfare of women. She notes that what happened at the ministry is just a tip of an iceberg, adding that it should pose an eye-opener to government. Meanwhile, Ms. Mutelo has called on government to stop the deployment of married female officers to far-flung areas, stating that this has contributed to marriage disputes and subsequent dissolution of marriages, a situation she says is detrimental to the positive contribution of this country's welfare.
Morning, and this day I want to take advantage to ask the Minister of Labour to have an introspection on the gaps and the challenges that the women face at workplaces. And this will not go without mentioning the attacks of the civil servants, especially the women. What we saw in the recent past, the attack of that woman at Ministry of Works and Supply, that was uncalled for, and would like the Minister of Labour to protect each and every woman at each and every workplace. We are very lucky, should I say, that we had seen such a scene going on in a ministry. We believe as women in the UPND that that is not the only happening that is going on. We are very lucky that we got alerted of that scene. So we still believe that such things are happening out there. So we'd like the Minister of Labour to really pay attention to such kind of harassment on the women from the political cadres. And also the other thing that we would like to express on is the separation of the female civil servants from their families. We know that there are some female perceived jobs like nurses. We've got a lot of graduates that have graduated but without employment. They have not been deployed.
United Party for National Development UPND anti-MWEETWA cartel in Choma, Southern Province, have continued calling for Choma Central Member of Parliament Cornelius MWEETWA to leave the stage while people are still clapping. At a meeting organized by over 100 village headmen in Sikawole ward on Friday, village headman Maklon Siamabulo said Mr. MWEETWA should not be allowed to recontest the seat because it is time for a new leader to take up the seat and continue on the party's developmental trajectory. Meanwhile, Mr. MWEETWA tells Camnet TV that leadership is not bought on the market, adding that he still has massive support from the majority of Choma residents. Mr. MWEETWA says he will not bow to cause for a few individuals whom he says have been sponsored. Details on this. This is a group of traditional leaders in the name of headmen from Choma, Southern Province. The group, led by Maklon Siamabulo, is pressing for the current Member of Parliament in Choma, Cornelius MWEETWA, to step aside and not contest in the August 12th election. According to them, a young, vibrant leader is needed to take over. As the United Party for National Development Constitution states, they say the terms have served the people of Choma is enough. The traditional leaders have since challenged Mr. MWEETWA to choose a different constituency if indeed he is popular.
Eno igambo kyamba nkaguti oyi mwarumi MWEETWA yoye mulawo mugatiga jisi wamba kuti muntu unanigwa sindisyo biro ino waga kujinchuri dai waguti ananigwa jindi jatatu MWEETWA azumana nebuyo agurumba izyankamu ya UPN dikuleka kujogera kunsanjire mwitali abanyina na twagaga oguno oyu mwana ikutukira basima kukwamba uti bulali swine waswega musotoka munjizya kwamba utedi anjire mubwami mbwajesi dino watugira eyino yini twamba uti mwetwa lega tula juno eji sumana na bya juno yabusintu mwetwa mbotwamba ula ajatisi atujatega botu mubwamba we yugesho atatolintwe ataitangi tatumuyandi nyama bya yagwe tatuyandi milimu bya yagwe yalika biyaba mibi bulindiswe gumugaga gutataindi zindi bibagali gubamba mu parliament kuti tagwe muntu agohotegwa zindi ziri shotatu atakananigirwa irumbi rwindirirawo pe.
But Mr. MWEETWA, when spoken to, says he still has massive support from the grassroots, as evidenced when the party held preliminary elections in the constituency recently.
I have heard a lot of comments emanating from some traditional leaders, particularly headmen from CHOMA, a few I must say, and some of them when they are taken to those particular meetings, they don't even know the agenda. The agenda is just by a few, but as an elected representative, I must say I am listening to them, what they are saying, except that it is at variance with the majority of the people of CHOMA Central, who still feel that I must continue to represent them in Parliament, and they've spoken in very clear and loud terms through the primary elections, where I got 441 votes and my closest rival got 143 votes, and a huge difference of about 300 votes cannot be overturned by a few headmen who have been paid money to come and speak against me. I think that we have a country to govern. There is a constituency to be represented by a strong voice. Leadership can change, but there is a right time to change leadership. Leadership is not a game. So for those who think that it's an opportunity to support one candidate or the other, this is not the chance.
Reporting for Camnet News. On an interesting note, barely a day after resigning as party leader of the National Democratic Congress, Dr. KAMBWILI has formally rejoined the Patriotic Front, a party he claimed numerous times he will never go back to. Dr. KAMBWILI was welcomed in a ceremonious way by the party officials, refuted claims he had let down the people of Zambia. He, however, stated that he wants to contribute to the well-being of the people by bringing ideas that will help sort out the challenges the country is currently facing. Miriam Kaimba found this report.
As he drove into the Patriotic Front Secretariat, the former National Democratic Congress leader was welcomed with chants and slogans in his praise. However, what was supposed to be a family reunion for former NDC leader KAMBWILI was partially disrupted by party cadres as two rival groups clashed right at the party secretariat, leaving some reporters injured. Dr. KAMBWILI Saturday morning rejoined the Patriotic Front Party following his resignation from the opposition party as the president of NDC Thursday night. Dr. KAMBWILI, who was welcomed in a ceremonious way by the party officials, refuted claims that he had let down the Zambian people as they are his first priority because his mandate is to serve them. He stated that he wants to contribute to the well-being of all citizens by bringing ideas that will sort out challenges they are facing, and has made a promise to the people of Zambia that he will sort out the cost of living issue that everyone seems to be complaining about.
Imitengo yafi yakula nayo inapamwe icho tufiro kubombesha ifwe ngatuka basata bakonfo bwinoko balala fuweshe mitengo ya fintu panshi abantu I know it is not insurmountable to alikwete load shedding kuma election ngayaisa load shedding takwa maraiti hapa fuel shortage hapa ngwa mtengo wa bunga fintu umutengo wa fintu ngafisho kuwesha panshi ngo mutengo nangu exchange rate ya dollar to the kwacha which to afura shamba Simwe fintu they have got historic perspectives. This issue of ukunino mutengo pamulu bamita baishwe challenge. These are historical issues.
Meanwhile, United Party for National Development UPND spokesperson Cornelius MWEETWA has wished Dr. KAMBWILI well in his political career.
For us as UPND, we want to take this opportunity to thank Honorable Chimba KAMBWILI for the time he spent with us in the opposition, from the time he was hounded and thrown out of Parliament almost illegally, because the courts later ruled that it was illegal to have thrown him out of court through a ruling by Mr. Speaker. We thank him for his service to the country in the opposition against the Patriot Front. He helped the momentum of the opposition.
Miriam Kemba reporting for Camnet TV News.
On the same matter, a police officer has been seriously injured while a police motor vehicle has been smashed during the confusion which occurred Saturday at the Patriotic Front Secretariat in Lusaka. This occurred when police officers responded to a report that some Patriotic Front members had descended on innocent Kalimanshi who had gone to the Secretariat where the party had a political activity. Police who rushed to the scene had their motor vehicle smashed in the process of whisking Kalimanshi away as the cadres began throwing stones at the police vehicle, and one officer was injured on the jaw. Police have instituted investigations in the matter with the aim of bringing perpetrators of the violence to book. Police have since called on all political parties to ensure that they hold their political activities peaceably, adding that all those who took part in the incident will be brought to book. This is according to a statement issued to Camnet TV by police spokesperson Esther Katongo. You're watching Camnet News. Just now we take a break. Still to come and more interesting stories. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Every day for me means hard work, going to sell my goods at the local market. To get more customers, I have my secret. Oracle Pure Glycerin. It's soft, smooth, and keeps my skin perfect. And my customers know it. Thank you, Oracle, for my perfect skin.
2021 has been described as a highly politically charged year. This is because every 5 years the country goes to the polls, and that 5 years elapses with only a few months remaining down to the ballot. The battlefield to appear on the ballot is becoming fertile. A lot of people are expressing interest of appearing on the ballot.
In all this, our interest is to put the duty bearers the leaders and those aspiring to task by asking the relevant questions.
If you're an aspiring candidate, be it councillor, mayor or member of parliament, get in touch with us to get yourself on the verdict.
We go beyond speculation in dealing with policy and governance issues. The right questions are asked to help you make a verdict.
For more details, you can call us on 0962 965883, 0979 753010, or email us info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us on Camnet TV
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday at 17:45 hours
on a new program dubbed The Verdict.
Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel.
You're watching Camnet TV. Thank you so much for staying on. In other news, some residents of Central Province have expressed displeasure over the behavior of some political party cadres who are fond of breaking the law without having been persecuted. The residents have questioned who has given them authority to act above the law, even threatening the police. This came to light during a peace walk from Lusaka to Kitwe, which is being undertaken by the Southern African Interfaith Peace Mission to raise awareness on the importance of peace ahead of the general elections. Prudence Chota filed this report.
They are now in KABWE Central Province. This is a team of visionary ambassadors of peace from the Southern African Interfaith Peace Mission who are walking from Lusaka to Kitwe to raise awareness on the importance of peace ahead of the general elections. And some residents of Katuba and KABWE have expressed displeasure over the behavior of some political cadres who have continued to act above the law and walk scot-free.
Because kapokora ibe mpamvu bakata lamulo yo bakata banacho sakuti nifunso iyo oke muni yangi
ni bwana zora nakwera ka taxi ndia bond driver ambo kulipilisha nafuna na 20 kwa chema ne last money na kwete pe mtu bana muzika mani kwambo kushupana sawota umpele ndalama ta umpele ndalama mamona mukushupana shupana hivyo na mfune fya kashimbife ku mtu kwino ero mwalishwa brain umwe umuntu nga wapena futi ni family yachulira so ifine pe mwaisa bwana ewe tulefa peace ni twalire pe kwa
violence no violence.
And the Bus Driver Association and other KABWE residents have pledged to disown violence at all costs.
Uyu mutende matuletera nangura intire we are preaching is very cardinal and very important.
Amen.
We want to bakwalesa fwe bantu pobonse bana bakwikala bwino ukula pema mutende where there is peace nothing is difficult. Whether at home, in the stations, in the market, everywhere. So imwe nesale mipala
watotela tulelanda pati peace umtende wali wama bantu chawa mnaola detensansa kulabo kuikala bwino mchalo nama families zera yambia yonsera kwa tosekera manjenga kwa ba ifimfulunganywe nkondo kulabo uyu aya kuchalo kuwa yankupangori kwa kumbya lishoro kwa lwa kwitashwa noko lwaba aya fukira kumbya ifashe chalo chako so chakwa kumtendo ole bapole twalira andi ndatemana ba police bare bombera pamona abantu mno ni bantu mno mtown violence yali chiramo mulandu wakwe bati bakubomba bambi babomba bale donsana bambi babomba bale tukinshanya so amaka bambi mwandini kuchawa amapoya chepa ko bantu ngabaye mona turebo de bombera pamona no buteko amaka bambiara chepa ko mulandu wakutino kya kuchifu.
And Interfaith Director Howard Banda has continued to share the message of peace to every man and woman he still meets along the way.
One Zambia, one nation. Whether you are PNG or PF, you can still be friends. Not in the PF, Sumuzanga away. If you know wine, be Sumuzanga away.
So does not mean we don't know what NDC.
Zambia is known for its peace, and the need to ensure that peace continues to be upheld before, during and after the general elections remains the sole responsibility of every well-meaningful Zambian. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Zambia Diaspora Foundation Executive Director, Dean Mulozi, has charged that there is need to do more in ensuring that Zambians living in the diaspora are incorporated in what is happening back home, as they play an important role in Zambia's social and economic agenda. Speaking to Camnet TV in an exclusive interview, Mr. Mulozi explains that Zambians outside the country would want to invest in the country's economy, but the environment is not conducive. He has disclosed that people living in the diaspora all over Africa play a key role in Africa's economic development. Mr. Mulozi has since called upon the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Commerce, Trade and Industry to speed up the process that will play a role in giving a platform for the participation of Zambians living outside the country. Meanwhile, Zadifo is advocating for the establishment of a diaspora department which should exclusively focus on the rights of the people in the diaspora.
Yeah, the Zambia Diaspora Foundation, a non-profit, a social enterprise organization promoting the rights of the Zambia diaspora, Zambian diaspora. We feel that we need to do more to ensure that the diaspora has a key role to play in Zambia's social and economic agenda. Currently, we need to use the existing Zambia diaspora policy and also the currently international protocols such as the Durban Declaration, SADC, and also the African Union protocols which are existing, to use these programs and action, to put action plans on to ensure that we incorporate Zambians living outside the country to play a key role in Zambia's social and economic agenda. So we call upon appropriate government ministry, which is Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to ensure that we speed up the processes that will actually play an inclusive role in giving a platform for participation of the Zambian diaspora. And I think in this direction, we advocate for the establishment of the full diaspora department, which will actually focus exclusively for the rights of the diaspora, Zambian diaspora. You know, many of our colleagues outside there would like to invest in our economy, but you know, the environment might not be conducive. The environment might not be directly, focused on their rights and privileges. And we also have heard that there are a lot of campaign. We know that on 12th August there is we have general elections, but we haven't heard much on the campaigns how political parties, incoming government, how they are going to really incorporate the Zambian diaspora. You might have heard that Zambian diaspora, the diaspora all over Africa plays a key role in Africa's economic emancipation. There's a World Bank a survey which actually gives Africa every year in the annual remittances of the African diaspora. Millions and millions of dollars are coming to Africa from our colleagues outside there. But however, many member states of Africa haven't really harnessed these resources to play a key role in the Africa's economic development, including the attainment of Agenda 2063. So, both the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of National Development Planning, we need to really, as we put into motion the 8th National Development Plan, we need to put issues which will actually address in the coming 8th National Development Plan, the plight and the key role of the Zambian diaspora. And for this, a Zambia Diaspora Foundation, we we are working with the appropriate government ministry, such as the Zambia Development Agency, how we can roll out the Zambia Diaspora Investment Program. At the same time, Zambia Development Program, which will actually cater for both social sector and also economic sector, to give a platform for participation, to give a platform for investments for our colleagues in the diaspora. So this is what I can say. Thank you.
KAMBWILI District Commissioner Robinson Kalota has assured farmers that government will deliver the farming inputs early this year under the Farmer Import Support Program for the 2021-2022 farming season. Mr. Kalota informed the farmers that Nyimba Investment has planned to finish position the inputs by the end of May and urged farmers to start depositing their 400 kwacha contribution in the first week of May. The District Commissioner was speaking in a speech read for him by Northwestern Provincial Agricultural Coordinator Muyoba Shimavale during the Agricultural Field Day. Meanwhile, the farmers expressed gratitude to government for the early distribution of farming inputs. This year's field day was held under the theme Fostering Agricultural Development under the New Normal through Partnerships. Nais has more on this story.
Farmers have now realized that farming is a business. No wonder field days have become more beneficial to these farmers to share knowledge and experience in farming. Minister of Agriculture, Trident Foundation Limited and seed companies have organized a field day held at Trident Foundation site in KAMBWILI District. KAMBWILI District Commissioner Robinson Kalota, in a speech read for him by Northwestern Provincial Agriculture Coordinator Muyoba Shimavale, graced the event with assuring farmers of early distribution of input this farming season.
I urge you to internalize what you have learned, just as government is early arranging for the supply of your inputs under the Farmer Input Support Program, so that inputs are received early this year. It is planned that by the end of May, Nyimba Investments will have placed all the fertilizers that are needed for the Farmer Input Support Program in the districts.
Trident Foundation Limited Community Affairs Manager Joseph Ngwila reaffirmed the company's commitment to partner with government and seed companies.
So the opportunity we identified was that we are working in isolation. What we need is to open up for participation from seed marketing companies. Can we work together with government to have the mandate? Can we also engage with the local community so that instead of teaching them how to farm, may we share the knowledge and the experiences that have been gathered over time at grassroots level.
Farmers are excited with the continued support.
I'm encouraging my fellow miners, let's go in farming, encouraging them to do also farming. There's more money in farming than even mining.
Seed companies also shared information with farmers.
So if we plant it in high rainfall areas, it means that we are also encouraging a lot of crop growth. So as pioneer, we are saying, can we position the hybrids according to the way the rainfall pattern is?
This year's field day was held under the theme Fostering Agricultural Development under the New Normal through Partnership. Clifford Tuta, reporting in KAMBWILI District, Northwestern Province.
You're still watching Camnet News. We take another set of commercials. Join me shortly for international and sports news.
In this fast-paced era of industrial boom and population growth, there is need to invest in smart ways of managing electricity and water consumption and reducing utility billing costs associated with the postpaid billing system. At Zavenda Electronics, we manufacture right here in Zambia different types of high-quality smart electricity and water meters to customer specifications. Zavenda Electronics water and electricity meters help you monitor your usage and gives notifications such as low units, tampering, low battery, and many other features. These easy-to-use meters makes it easier to buy units even in these COVID times and top up just from the comfort of your space. Favorable contract terms are available to both electricity and water utilities. For more details, get in touch with us on the following numbers: 0956 580 349 or 0977 498 318. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Making GoTV payments is easier than you think. But first, you have to log in. First of all, open the GoTV app, then select your country. Fill in your surname or cell phone number, and then your IUC number. That's it. You can log in. Welcome to your home page. Now click on Pay Now. Select Make a Payment. Next, you will be asked how much you wish to pay. You can do this by clicking on the space next to the kwacha sign and entering the desired amount. All the details of your payment, including account details and amount you are paying, will appear. Make sure everything is in order. Now click on the Ting button under Choose Payment option. When the Ting window pops up, click on OK and then Pay Now. Now, select Preferred Card Payment or Mobile Money option. When the Make a Payment window opens, click on the pink Pay Now button. Now, you simply authorize the payment by clicking on Send Prompt, which will send a prompt to your mobile number. Once you've received the prompt on your phone, simply enter the unique PIN and you are done. GoTV. Love it.
You get Showmax, you get instant access to full seasons of award-winning series and blockbuster movies. It's amazing. You get shows you won't find anywhere else, like Showmax Originals.
Thank you so much.
You get awesome kids shows.
Freaking awesome.
Amazing documentaries.
You literally cannot make this up.
And now, you also get live world-class sport from Supersport.
Everything's under control.
All ready and waiting for you to watch online on your smartphone, tablet, desktop, or smart TV, wherever and whenever you like. Whoa. So what are you waiting for? Go to showmax.com to sign up. From football seasons to binge-worthy seasons, you'll get it all on Showmax. One platform, endless entertainment.
Welcome back. You're still watching Camnet News. Thank you for staying on. In international news, the Chadian opposition politician Yahya has publicly requested an inclusive dialogue with the Transitional Military Council towards peace. The Chadian opposition says he supports a peaceful transition of power. Although seemingly wary, he requested on Sunday that the ruling military council arranges talks with opposition camps in their proclaimed spirit of inclusion. Africa News also reports that Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi has declared a state of siege and violence hit eastern provinces in the light of a surge in attacks in recent months. On Friday, Tshisekedi declared a state of siege over the worsening violence in the eastern provinces of Ituri and the north. A surge in attacks by armed militias and inter-communal violence in the east forces is believed to be responsible for much of the recent bloodshed. Here's a roundup of international stories.
Chadian opposition politician Yahya Dilujeru says that he supports a peaceful transition of power and requested on Sunday that the ruling military council arrange talks in their proclaimed spirit of inclusion.
Pour nous, il est difficile aussi d'admettre que un nouveau.
For us, it is hard to accept that this new regime is taking power in the name of the rule of law.
Entre le marteau et l'enclume, nous avons
Faced with a very difficult choice, we have made a careful decision to preserve the stability of the country by not calling on supporters to protest and allow the country to live in peace. We demand that there be an inclusive dialogue, including not only political actors, but also trade unions, human rights organizations, the diaspora, and so on, so that together we can shape and reshape the new Chad that we all want. Jeru added that he fears the new authorities could seek to use state institutions, such as the Electoral Commission and Supreme Court, to hold on to power in Chad. On his visit to Paris on Tuesday, Congolese President Félix Tshisekedi warned French President Macron about the armed group insecurity in his homeland. The country has since declared a state of siege late Friday.
Dans mon pays, la République démocratique du Congo à l'est, il s'est créé.
In my country, in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, a group with Islamist tendencies has been created, one with Islamist discourse and methods which is wreaking havoc amongst our population. Now, I am more determined than ever to eradicate it, and I am counting on France's support. Friday's declaration in the Democratic Republic of Congo came in light of the violence that has killed hundreds of people and displaced many more in a surge in attacks in recent months around the nation's eastern region in the mineral-rich Ituri and North Kivu provinces. The nation's objective is to swiftly end the insecurity in that area, which is taking lives of citizens on a daily basis, although the next concrete steps to be taken under the state of siege have not yet been elaborated to the public. An estimated 122 armed groups of varying sizes operate in eastern DRC, many a legacy of catastrophic regional wars in the 1990s. This month, UNICEF stated the violence has fueled a humanitarian crisis, with over 1.6 million people displaced in Ituri out of its 5.7 million population. 6 supporters and former party officials of Côte d'Ivoire's former president Laurent Gbagbo returned to Abidjan Friday after 10 years of exile in Ghana. Several dozen pro-Gbagbo activists welcomed the group at the airport. It is a joy for us to be here at the airport because our comrades, our brothers, left us for 10 years, and today they will walk on the soil of their ancestors. A true Ivorian should not stay in exile. They must return to the country. We don't want to see that in the country anymore. All the children of Côte d'Ivoire must return for reconciliation. The returnees, among them Gbagbo's sister Jeannette Koudou, were under the auspices of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, in agreement with the Ivorian government towards national reconciliation. I feel serene. I feel overwhelmed with gratitude towards my Creator, but especially towards my comrades who have mobilized to run the party. I am really happy. The return of the exiles precedes the expected return of Laurent Gbagbo himself after his acquittal on March 31st by international justice for crimes against humanity committed during the 2010 presidential electoral crisis that left some 3,000 people dead. In early April, President Ouattara announced Gbagbo was free to return to Côte d'Ivoire from Belgium. However, no date has been set.
Well, that's it for international news. We now take our focus to sports news. The Chess Federation President Leslie Chikose has confirmed that Zambia is among the countries that will participate in the 2021 World Chess Europe Russia Championship slated for July. Chikose says the federation already has a tournament preparation to have selected team, and among them is Chitumbo Mwila. He adds that despite having selected a team to represent Zambia, there is need to ensure adequate preparation as the country cannot afford to lose this tournament. Let's look at this.
Zambia is one of the few African countries that has both internationally and locally. As you know that Zambia is amongst the very few countries that have qualified for the World Championship that is slated for Europe, Russia in July. And we have already played a tournament to choose the player that is going to participate and represent Zambia at the World Championship. We had a top 6 where Chitumbo Mwali, international master Chitumbo Mwali, has already qualified for the World Championship slated for Russia in July. we still have another opportunity to send more players, because there is the Africa Individual Chess Championship that is in Malawi, and that championship, the top 4 players also qualify for that championship.
Well, that item ends our news tonight, but before we go to the headlines, once again. People's Alliance for Change calls for labour reforms as the country celebrates May Day. KAMBWILI rejoins Patriotic Front, pledges to fully support President EDGAR LUNGU. MWEETWA continues to face opposition in CHOMA. And in international news, Chad opposition ready for inclusive dialogue with military council. In sports news, Zambia to participate in the 2021 World Chess Europe Russia Championships slated for July. Well, that's it on the news, but before we just leave, let's look at the verse for the day, and it's coming from 1 Peter 3 verse 15, and it reads, "But in your hearts set apart Christ as Lord, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and respect." Thank you for joining us tonight on our main news desk. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. Remember to observe the health guidelines as a way of preventing the spread of the COVID-19. Good night, and thank you for choosing us.